Let's start off. We've got a guest. I don't want to keep him waiting too long. Our guest this evening is Bryson Gray. I want to go ahead and play a little bit of his newest single, Bars for Christ.
I'm trying to spread the gospel like a virus. I'm sick of why these other rappers trying to get their pockets fat like Lizzo. I'm a gun-toting, Bible thumping, yeah, that be my MO. I'm trying to show these people family matters, no Carl Winslow. Christ is king, I'm a fresh prince, where's Carlton? Say I ain't the realest, ain't no Kodak Black, I beg your pardon. Hey, these other rappers scared, but I'm the one like I'm James Harden. Trying to knock me out my square, they act like serpents in the garden. Need them holy bars, I'm just getting ready for that holy war, preaching guys.
You can't say the man doesn't have talent, ladies and gentlemen. Bryson Gray, how are you this evening, my friend?
Yeah, I said thank you for having me on. What's happening?
Brother, I'm finally glad to get to talk to you. It was about 2 years ago you popped into my stream, and you wanted me to watch your video, and I told you at the time, dude, I think you got some talent. But you keep ignoring me. You never would come on. I wanted to have you on, so I'm so glad to have you here.
Yeah, I'm a busy guy, man. I'm always traveling. I'm always doing something. So, you know, it's hard to really make time for a lot of things.
Hey, man, I respect the hustle. I love your new single. Here's my first question for you. Do you do your own beats?
Some of them, not that one. My boy Don, who's also a Christian conservative, he made that beat. I think he's one of the best producers out right now, period.
Buddy, I first of all, I don't want you to be, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm a leftist. You and I are a little.
I know.
Okay.
I remember.
Okay, but I want to go ahead and say that your boy Don, he makes some fire beats. I mean, I respect
He's
talent.
fire.
I respect
He's fire,
talent,
period.
man, and you've got talent, and that's what I want to.
Thank you.
I want to try to find common ground here with you, and try to see what you're all about. Let you talk to an audience that you probably don't reach a lot, and hopefully, maybe I get to talk to some people that I don't get to reach. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Fair. I talk to lefties a lot though. Some of them we find common ground. Sometimes we get along. You know what I'm saying?
You say you talk to lefties, but man, I feel like you've been ducking me.
Nah, I'm in this Discord, and there's a lot of lefties in there that every once in a while I pop in, and we all disagree because my views are very extreme, but we still have conversations.
Well, I mean, you do understand that your views are based on theology, which a lot of people do indeed consider extreme, right?
I mean, you could say that, but I can say the same thing about a lot of different views from leftists. Matter of fact, most of them I think are extreme. So of course,
I believe in a secular society. You want to have a society that's based on religious laws that I want you to be able to practice your religion freely, but you want to impose your religion on me.
Well, it's already imposed. That's what this country is built upon.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Most of the founders were deists.
Nope. They all were baptized. They all were in a denomination.
Whoa. Thomas Paine was an atheist. Thomas Jefferson was an agnostic. Washington was a deist. Whoa. You can't just come on here and lie, dude.
I'm not lying. If you look it up right now,
I have. I promise you, I've taken a shit ton of history classes. You are just straight up lying.
Leftists do not let people finish. It's typical. It's okay. I'm used to it. If you look it up, they became deists later in their lives. Every single one. When I say every single one, I mean every single one was a part of a Christian denomination in their early parts of their lives. That's just a basic fact.
Do not believe what Bryson says. Go to Monticello. That is the Thomas Jefferson archives. They will tell you that Thomas Jefferson was an agnostic. You cannot call him a Christian.
So what I'm gonna do after this conversation?
Monticello is the you know what Monticello is, right? It's the personal library and effects, the presidential library of Thomas Jefferson. Are you saying they're wrong?
Hey, bro, listen to me closely. Well, after this conversation, I'm gonna send you the just clear evidence that he was a Christian in his early life, a part of a denomination, and believed in God. The most quoted book by the founders was the Bible. It's just common sense.
Whoa. That's not just common sense, dude. No. They quoted Locke and Hobbes and shit, dude. What are you talking about? Whoa. No, you can't just come in here and spit bullshit.
Ooh, man.
Man, if Monticello, Jefferson's library, says the man was an agnostic, how are you going to come in? First of all, the Bible says not to bear false witness.
I'm not.
So how you coming in here not even comporting to your own Bible?
I'm not bearing false witness. You're just I don't think you actually listening to what I'm saying. It's okay though.
How okay, Monticello says you can't call Jefferson anything but an agnostic.
Okay. I'm gonna just send it to you a little bit later, and then you just believe what you want to believe.
Monticello is Thomas Jefferson's library. I don't care what kind of propaganda you have.
Propaganda. Okay. I mean, bro. I mean, if you believe that, you very well you can.
I don't believe it. I know it to be a fact. That's
so
man, Bryson. Why you got to do this kind of shit?
Can I ask you a question? If I pull it up right now, send it to you, will you show it on your screen?
What are you wanting me to show exactly? Can you screen share? You should be able to screen share, can't you? Show us.
I'm gonna show it to you. Don't worry about it.
But I like. Do you realize in order to dispute Monticello, what kind of evidence are you going to have that's going to dispute Jefferson's personal library?
You said Monticello, right?
Monticello, yes. Jefferson's personal library.
Oh.
And as Meatcakes is saying, you're saying early life. What does that have to do with later on? I don't understand.
See, and here we go. Now I feel like you already realized that I was correct, and now you're saying what does it matter? See, these are two different conversations. I
don't ever think that he considered himself a Christian in his early life. But perhaps you have evidence. But I will tell you that Monticello says that you can't call him anything but an agnostic.
Okay.
Dude, Thomas Jefferson's own biography states that he even created a Bible that removed all the mysticism, dude. He wrote his own version of the Bible.
Mm-hmm. So I got a quick question. According to Monticello, did Thomas Jefferson believe in the Christian God?
Where in the fuck does it say that, Bryson?
Okay. So let me tell you the issue with the problem we have right here. You think because people don't subscribe, there's different types of Christians, and I'm gonna try to explain this. Hopefully, you don't interrupt me. There are different types of Christians. So what Monticello is saying is Thomas Jefferson wouldn't be considered a Christian in today's time because of his views, because he didn't believe in the divinity of Jesus Christ, though he believed in Jesus Christ. He believed Jesus was the Messiah, just didn't believe in his divinity. And the only reason he even had that type of behavior, that would be called a Unitarian.
It'd be called a pantheist.
A Unitarian.
Jefferson was closer to a pantheist like Einstein. But this is irrelevant. But he was not Christian. You're saying that we were founded on Christianity. When
we were. Jefferson.
No.
Let me ask you a question. Did Thomas Jefferson consider himself a follower of Christ?
No.
I have no more arguments for you. Oh, Lord.
But I mean, we're just arguing like what people believe, and this is one of the things that I didn't really want to get into because I like to argue facts as opposed to, oh, this person believes this or this person is a bad person because of this. But just the idea that we were founded on Christianity instead of Locke and Hobbes and the Enlightenment philosophers, you can't just say it's a fact.
It is, and I'm explaining it to you again. Not only did Jefferson.
Okay, what about the country is Christian? What about Christianity is the country founded on?
Not only did he consider himself a follower of Christ according to your source, but he also said in your source that Christianity was the best religion for a republic. That's also quote Thomas Jefferson, and from your source,
yeah, you're probably taking something way out of context. Right wingers usually do.
No, that's what they said. Thomas Jefferson said, and that's your source, so you have to subscribe to it.
Oh, what'd you say he said?
I could read it to you straight from.
No, I'm looking it up, motherfucker. What'd you say he said?
I'm about to read you the exact quote again.
What'd you say he said?
He said that Christianity will be the best religion in a republic. Not only that, it was in this context that Jefferson said that I am a Christian, a quote which is often repeated or referred to without context. When he said I am a Christian, in only the sense that he wished that Jesus talk about Jesus, that Jesus wished anyone to be sincerely attached to his doctrines in preference to all others, describing himself. So not only did Jefferson consider himself a Christian, also according to your source, I can send you the link whenever you want. Now you just have to admit you're wrong, or you can argue all day. That's fine. There you go. Link in your Twitter DM. Yeah, read it. You have it up. I love it. Good job. Now go down. Read your own source,
yes,
bud.
let's, buddy, let's.
Yeah, please.
I fucking love doing this shit, bro.
Yeah, awesome. And what you have to do is you go to the section that says Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson's religious beliefs have long been a subject of public discussion and were a critical topic in several of his important political campaigns, as he was viciously and unfairly attacked for alleged atheism. Jefferson took the issue of religion very seriously. A man of enlightenment, he certainly applied to himself the advice which he gave his nephew Peter Carr in 1787, questioned with boldness even the existence of a God, because if there be one, he must more approve the homage of reason than that of blindfolded fear. Jefferson read broadly on the topic, including studying different religions, and while he often claimed that religion was a private matter between man and his God, he frequently discussed religion. Jefferson was deeply committed to core beliefs, for example, the existence of a benevolent and just God, yet, as with any human, some of Jefferson's beliefs shifted over time and were marked by uncertainty, and he accepted that some of his less central beliefs might be wrong, e.g., his belief that everything in the universe had a wholly material existence, rather than there being both material and spiritual worlds. Jefferson insisted that such matters of dogma were not critical, telling one correspondent that on these, I reposed my head on that pillow of ignorance, which is a benevolent creator has made so soft for us, knowing how much we should be forced to use it. Care must also be taken in evaluating Jefferson's statements on religion, both because he often defined terms in rather idiosyncratic manner, and because many comments with literal religious significance must be understood in the context of social convention as much as theology. Still, much can be said about Jefferson's religion. Jefferson was a devout theist, believing in a benevolent creator God to whom humans owed praise. In an early political text, he wrote that God who gave us life gave us liberty at the same time. He often referred to his or our God, but did so in the language of an 18th century natural philosophy. Our creator, the infinite power which rules the destinies of the universe, overruling providence, benevolent governor. Jefferson's views on the afterlife developed over time, and historians disagree on what he believed in this regard. As a young man, he seemed to have a relatively conventional view of heaven. A firm believer in man's free will, he thought that good works were the way to salvation, and that rewards and punishments for actions on earth were an important incentive for people to act ethically. Yet, as his views matured, particularly his materialism, he likely encountered doubts. As he aged, Jefferson spoke passionately about the prospect of meeting loved ones in heaven, assuring a bereaved John Adams after the death of his wife Abigail that it is of some comfort to us both that the term is not very distant at which we are to deposit in the same cerement our sorrows and suffering bodies, and to ascend in essence to an ecstatic meeting with the friends we have loved and lost, and whom we shall still love and never lose again. In the end, he seems to have believed in a heaven, or at least, as historian Johann Neem says, he had hope. Jefferson's views on prayer are even more ambiguous. He dismissed biblical miracles as myth, implying doubts about the efficacy of prayer, but he recognized an obligation of humans to worship God, and he often prayed publicly, at least in very broad terms. His second inaugural address included a prayer request for his listeners. I ask you to join with me in supplications that he, the being in whose hands we are, will so enlighten the minds of your servants, guide their counsels, and prosper their measures, that whatsoever they do shall result in your good, and shall secure to you the peace, friendship, and approbation of all nations. Of course, as with reference to an afterlife, these prayers might be understood in the context of social convention and political posturing. In the end, it can be said that he prayed, although apparently with little belief or expectation of miraculous divine intervention. Now, I'm going to turn you back on, Bryson, because the best you can say...
Why'd you... No. Why didn't you read the part I told you to read?
Oh, do you want me to read the fucking rest of it, dude?
No.
It is clear. Bryson.
Bryson.
You just talk about all the time. it is clear that the best you can do is say that he was a very conflicted man with a lot of different beliefs. That is why I went to great pains to read that, because I want everyone to be aware of exactly what we're talking about. So you making a bold declaration that he was a Christian is fucking wrong.
No, he said he was a Christian, and you purposely didn't read that section. You purposely did. I actually go to a specific.
Well, Jefferson
section.
was a firm theist. The God in which he believed was not a traditional Christian divinity. While Jefferson was a firm theist, the God in which he believed was not the traditional Christian divinity.
Oh, keep reading. Why not? The part I quoted is there.
No, you wanted to cherry pick, you dumb shit.
No,
that's my problem with right wingers.
No. I didn't cherry pick. He called himself a Christian. That's a fact, based on your source that you decided not to read. He also,
given these views, Jefferson's relationship with Christianity was complicated.
Hey, bro. So all you're doing and all this is saying is that what I said in the beginning
is wrong. Right. You stupid
goodness.
Fuck. You can't say he was a Christian.
So I can't say he was a Christian in the way he said he was a Christian. He called himself a Christian, though.
Yeah, I just read all that to you for a very good reason.
But he called himself a Christian, right?
Oh my God, you idiot!
Is that a fact or no? Is it a fact or no? Y'all, all of the leftists, y'all like interrupting people. Y'all like yelling. Y'all like read like cherry picking certain things. But did he call himself?
I like cherry picking certain things. I read this whole passage in order to prove to people that might follow you that your assertion that Jefferson was a Christian is incorrect. Now, did he dabble in religion? Was he well versed in religion? That's is correct.
Did he refer to himself as a Christian? This is a yes or no question. And I find
given these views, Jefferson's relationship with Christianity is complicated. That's what it says.
That doesn't answer my question. In this source that you're reading, because I asked you to read a specific part of this, and you decided to read the.
That's called cherry picking. I read the whole thing.
No, you did not. You didn't read the second part.
Given these views, Jefferson's relationship with Christianity was complicated. I'm not a liar.
Answer that. Did he call himself a Christian or not? Why can't you answer that question?
Oh my God! Not to my knowledge, no.
It says it
in this context that Jefferson said, "I am a Christian," a quote that is often repeated or referred to without context. What he said was, "I am a Christian only in the sense in which Jesus wished anyone to be, sincerely attached to his doctrines in preference to all others." Now, I would point out that Jesus said to give everything you own to the poor. Have you done that?
Hey, did he just say he's a Christian in the way Jesus wanted everybody to follow what his doctrine was? Is that what you just
what that means? And I had this discussion with somebody earlier. Is that I try to actually follow Jesus's teachings myself. We don't think you guys do. That's the problem. Is that I try to love people and not judge them. I try to treat my neighbor the way I would want to be treated, and you guys seem incredibly hateful. Like, to me, you make rap music picking on the LGBTQ community, the marginalized who Jesus would take up for.
No, he wouldn't.
And you do it in order to make money.
No, you're
which
a liar.
Jesus also, do you know what using the Lord's name in vain is? That is using God in order to enrich yourself and to promote yourself. Literally.
Okay. First off, you're just making up stuff. But now
no,
let me
I'm
correct
not.
you about this. I've already corrected you about one thing, so let me correct you again. First off, you know nothing about the Bible. You know nothing about Jesus' teachings. Because if you know anything about Jesus' teachings, you will understand.
He told you to give everything you own to the poor.
Okay.
Literally, it is red letters. Give everything
Justin,
you own to the poor and follow me. Have you done that? Because if you haven't, I don't really care what what you have to say about the Bible.
Justin, you don't even understand the context of what
he never said anything about gay people. Preached all kinds of shit about rich people.
Can I ask you a question? Are you gonna continue interrupting me, or are we gonna have a conversation like adults? If you're gonna continue interrupting me, then
have a conversation with me.
Reason. Okay, I'm trying to, but every time I try to talk, you end up interrupting me 10 seconds in. And I find that very interesting. So what you're quoting is he was talking to a specific rich man, because the rich man asked him, it's in the Bible 2 or 3 times, and he asked the rich man, "What do I have to do for salvation?" The first thing Jesus told him was to keep the commandments. He said, "I've been keeping the commandments. So what else do I have to do?" And then Jesus said, "Give up all of your riches and follow me." He was talking to this specific person, because if you continue reading, this man was not willing to give up his specific riches to follow Jesus Christ. He was talking to a specific person to test him further,
Bryson?
and he failed the test.
Every Christian always says he's talking to a specific person, and my response is, well, he's talking to a specific person on the cross when he tells the thief on the cross that the only way to heaven is belief in him. So you guys can't just believe in him, then the Old Testament law still stands, because that's where the new covenant comes from.
I believe the Old Testament.
But you guys want to cherry pick. You want to say,
no,
he wasn't
confused.
just talking to one person in that instance.
No, you're confused. I keep the commandments of the Old Testament. So
is your shirt of a blended fabric?
No, this is 100% cotton. And when it comes to blended fabric, it's referring to wool and linen. Bro, this is why you need to stop talking about the Bible out of ignorance. You're talking to somebody that actually knows the Bible. You can't do these tricks that you pull on other Christians.
Do you eat shellfish?
I don't eat seafood at all. I keep the commandments simple. These questions don't work on me.
Well, okay, fair enough. Most people don't.
I know that. But here's the issue, right? The issue is when you speak of the Bible and say things like Jesus never talked about gay people. Jesus was a rabbi, my brother. He had a Bible. He had a Bible already that he taught from. That in John 10:34 he called the Word of God. That Bible is what Christians call the Old Testament today. Or in ancient terms, it is called the Tanakh, and the first 5 books is called the Torah. This is what Jesus taught. That's why in Matthew, Jesus said that it is going to be harder for unrepentant cities in the days of judgment than it will be for the city of Sodom. He understands that because he was a teacher and keeper of the law. So when you say love thy neighbor, you have to understand the biblical context of what that means. First off, if you are a homosexual or you committed incest or you committed bestiality, you're supposed to be either deported or killed anyway. Leviticus 18, Leviticus 20. So I don't think you understand the context of the things you're saying.
I do. I will admit that most people I am able to trip up because they don't actually follow Levitical law, and it's a gotcha. But hey, fair enough. You put your money where your mouth is. Fair enough. Other than that you fucking promote yourself using God and make money off of
I
promote God.
No, I promote God. That's what I do. I mean, I don't make money from a congregation. I don't make money from no church.
You make money from your music though, don't you?
My music get on platforms because how else are you going to reach everybody? And then they decide to stream it because they already pay for Spotify. They already pay for Apple Music. They already have iTunes. So then they use that to support my music. I'm not begging anybody to support it.
The chat's betting that your hat's mixed fabric, that your underwear is mixed fabric and shit. But I really don't care.
My underwear is also 100% cotton. Also, once again, the context of mixed fabric is not all mixed fabrics. It is wool and linen. Y'all need to pick up a Bible. Stop.
Well, here's the thing: it's ancient mythology. It's Bronze Age mythology. So I don't actually believe in it. Yes.
It's not.
Let's come at this from a different way. Let's see if I can get you to be honest about this. Who wrote the Book of Matthew?
Wrote the Book of Matthew. Some people say Matthew, but then a lot of scholars say we don't know the actual Book of Matthew because it's not signed as Matthew. So Matthew never, and then it talks about Matthew in the third person in the text. So from a scholarly sense, we don't actually know the literal writer of the Book of Matthew. But
Fucking props, dude. Seriously, you have done well with all the questions that I usually catch up nonsense Christians in. So fucking fair.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, come at me.
If the Bible is false, which I'm assuming a lot of people believe.
Yes. Well, I mean, not false. Okay. It's an amalgamation of stories that people used to tell. Okay, I don't believe that Jesus was a real person. I believe it's a bunch of stories put together to form a person.
Wait, the issue is, but the same scholars also, even atheist scholars, they all confirm that Jesus was a real person.
Do you know what their argument is? Their argument is called the argument from embarrassment, that Christians wouldn't make up a person named Jesus and then have him crucified. That's their argument for why they believe that he was real.
No, so Jews don't believe Jesus is the Messiah. But if you read the Talmud, they understand that Jesus was a real person. They document Jesus in the Talmud. They talk about him in a disrespectful way. They talk about him as if he was a crazy lunatic.
Wait. They talk about somebody who didn't exist before when the book was what?
This is interesting. Once again, scholars, the consensus is that Jesus was a real person. Amongst atheist scholars also, it's not just Christians. Secondly, my question
I just told you what their reasoning was for why they think he exists. I mean, I'm not both of us know what we're talking about. Fair enough, Bryson.
We
can quit. We can quit with the gotcha here.
It's not a gotcha. This is just simple. Also, my second question would be, if the Bible didn't exist, right? And we have to at least say that it has some interesting discoveries in it, and one of them being the flood. And a lot of people love to bring.
Well, there was no ancient flood. There was no worldwide flood that never happened.
That's not my question. You can believe that. But it's my question. Why in every culture, in every society in the history of this world, they all have a story of a global flood? Why is that?
Okay, to them, global is just a few mile radius because they don't fucking know, right? And as we see here in current times, there are floods. And we're also talking about when you talk about ancient cultures, you're talking about like, okay, the different mythologies that sprung up in the Middle East are all in one specific area, correct? They're in one little circle in the Middle East.
So the issue with that response is that not only does every society have a story of an ancient flood, and 87% of these.
But Bryson, like Pakistan, a third of Pakistan's underwater right now. Also, Mississippi, also flooding. Like that's to the people that live there. If they didn't have worldwide communication, they would think it's a worldwide flood. Correct?
So in 87% of these societies that believe in a worldwide flood, they also believe 87% of them believe that there was a favored family or a favored person that survived the flood, a favorite person. So 87% of these societies have that same aspect to the story also. Now, how would you explain that within the rest of the argument you've been making?
Most ancient societies also have heroes that fit the hero archetype, and Jesus fit the hero archetype. These are, it's like everybody's going to come to the conclusion that the circumference of a circle is pi, Bryson.
So let me get this straight. Your argument is that even though every society in the world has a similar story and a favorite person or family, even though that is very similar, you're saying that this is all goop.
You're saying favored person, but like there were kings.
A favorite person that survived the flood. That's what 87% of every society says about their.
I don't believe it's 87%. I don't believe you. But like that's a very simple story. There's a reason why ancient stories are all similar and they sprung up from different, like the story of Beowulf, right? Like have you ever taken a literature class, dude, and studied this shit?
So I just want to confirm your belief system is that they all made it up, even though it's very similar stories from people that they had no way of communicating.
Okay, I just gave you the example. Pakistan flooding versus Mississippi flooding. So if those two events happened in ancient times, are you saying that they wouldn't both come to similar stories about the events, absent knowledge of how the world works? That's where mythology comes from, right? So primitive people can't explain why it rains. So they come up with the idea of God. It's called a God of the gaps theory, right? So when people can't explain stuff, they look to some kind of a creator that controls these things. And Sky Comet brings it up. The story of Noah was ripped off of the story of Gilgamesh, which predates the story of Noah.
There we go. The story of Gilgamesh. Well, I love people bring this up. This is my favorite argument that people make. Oh, everyone, right? Because this helps my point. Because the issue is, I think people are confused. Moses wrote the book of Genesis. Moses wrote the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. And since Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible, he wrote it obviously after these things happened. So you saying it happened from before doesn't change the fact that it happened. But every society has a similar story. It's not just a flood. You keep focusing on the flood aspect of the story. There's multiple aspects to that story that the majority of societies.
How could there have been a worldwide flood that Noah was in, and we have text that predates that flood?
Oh boy, y'all have a hard time listening. We can go to the next topic because it's hard to have conversations. Because when people interrupt you, it's because they're listening to respond. They're not listening to understand. So we can just go to the next topic.
Bryson, you say are you claiming that the worldwide flood in the story of Genesis happened?
Correct. I believe it happened. Yes.
Then how do we have the text of Gilgamesh, which predates it? Wouldn't everything have been wiped out?
I think you're confused. When the Bible was written, the stories that are in Genesis had already happened, which is why Moses wrote about them. Are you confused about that? Is there confusion? So it happened before. Do you understand now, or I don't know.
The flood in Gilgamesh happened chronologically before Noah's flood. How would we know about it if Noah's flood wiped everything out?
Once again, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I think it's because I don't know how much you know about biblical history. So I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
I don't give a shit about biblical history, Bryson. I give a shit about history.
That's it. See, we can't. It's like we can't even have that aspect of the conversation because all I'm gonna do is keep repeating myself. It's just simple. I'm just keep repeating myself, bro. I don't think
let's talk about Trump. You're a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Why did you waver?
It's not waver. He's been a little cringe the last year and a half, but
please, let's hear this. I want to hear your thoughts, man. Please, let's have it.
So I mean, I can start. Obviously the jab, the juice. He was pushing the juice.
Wait, dude, wait. It's not the insurrection. It's fucking the vaccine.
It's multiple things, but the juice is at first. Because at first, I mean, I don't mind Trump. I don't mind Trump disagreeing. He thinks it's a good thing. But then you have over 1 million adverse reported reactions to it. Over 1 million reported adverse.
You're talking about VAERS, right?
Yeah, you can argue that they're not valid, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. If you have over 1 million of something, it should be investigated, period, point blank. I feel like most people would agree to that. And the simple fact that he didn't...
Bryson. Hold. You understand how VAERS works, right?
It's a self-reporting website.
Yes. So a lot of anti-vax nuts go on there and just say bullshit.
You can say that, right? But if 1 million people do something, you don't think it should be viewed, looked at, or investigated.
They did. That's what VAERS is about.
All the adverse reactions was not investigated yet. That is not true, bro.
That's what VAERS is for, is investigating claims.
That is what it's for, but those claims have not been investigated yet. That's.
And you're basing that on what?
Go look it up yourself. See if the VAERS reports have been investigated. Look it up.
Have you?
Can I continue? Yes, I have. Can I continue now?
Chat, will you look that up for us? Yeah, continue.
Please. Okay, thank you. So once again, this is when the reports first started coming in, just to be clear. And Trump was questioned about it, and he just responded and said nobody's dying from it, nobody's having adverse reactions from it. And I thought that was a little inconsiderate and ignorant from my point of view. And a lot of leftists loved it, which is why the next day the leftists was like, Trump owns his own supporters. Rah, Trump finally said something correct. You know, blah, 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 blah. But the fact that he didn't even acknowledge the reports is kind of insane to me. And then the January 6th thing, that one pissed me off because I performed for free at a lot of benefit concerts for a lot of patriots. And they were like begging. They're like, yo, where is Trump? Why is he not helping us? But in the same time, one of his, like, in the last 2 weeks in office, he pardoned rappers. And I'm like, yo, that's kind of like, I don't know, that's kind of sad. And then a lot of people he support for their run, it sort of seemed like he get paid to endorse people. So a lot of that stuff irritated me. But
well, okay, first of all, he is a grifter. He has always been a like we seem about the same age, Bryson. You grew up in the 80s, right?
What? Heck no, I am 31.
Oh, okay. I've got a few years on you. I was born in 84, man. I remember.
Oh, my brother.
My brother
was born 80, 84, 86, one of them.
Man, I remember when Trump was always a fucking joke. It wasn't until the end of the 2000s when they... No, seriously. My entire...
Trump was always liked in culture, bro. That's not
true. No. Trump has always been the butt of a joke in popular culture. Up until The Apprentice. No.
Not true, bro.
Have you seen Back to the Future?
Bro, just because you see one people making jokes about him.
No, it's not one person making jokes about him, dude. Like, he was the butt of the joke.
I can show you so many rappers going to his parties back in the day. I can show so many movies he was in or people that loved him. I can show that.
He paid to be in those movies, kind of like how you paid me to watch your music video. Or in order for them to film in Trump Tower, he would have to appear in the movie. Did you not know that?
Oh my goodness!
Because you guys are clout chasers. That's what right wingers do. You clout chase.
Yeah, right wingers are the clout chasers, bro. Trump has been looked at well upon it from all my life, and I've been alive 31 years, and I've been popular all my life. So if something was different, or most people hated Trump, I would have been somebody to know, especially in the black community at least. So I can't speak about most of this. I grew up in
He's
the black
always
community.
been a joke. They rehabilitated him with a show called The Apprentice, where people got the impression that he was a successful businessman. But instead, no, he has been bankrupt multiple fucking times.
Yeah. So, bro,
he has always been a joke.
Every billionaire has had multiple companies go bankrupt. Do you know how businesses work?
He's not a billionaire. A court ruled that he may have $350 million if he's not encumbered by debt, and there is no way that he's not encumbered by debt. That's why he's out here doing all these rallies, trying to raise money off of the gullible people.
This is just crazy.
Lifelong grifter. He is a lifelong grifter. Wade.
Everybody disagree. Everybody disagree with probably agree with you. I'm a grifter. Everybody's a grifter, even though. Bro, I've been living in the black community all my life, and I've always been popular. I performed at all the HBCUs. I've always been had some type of independent success in music.
Man, dude, you're talented. I started off, dude. I love the bars you drop, but I just don't understand why you got to attack the LGBTQ community. Why do you have to play?
That's easy.
Why do you have to play to the lowest common denominator? Well, I have my own opinions on why you do it.
Of course you do, right? The typical left-wing opinions.
I think you're a closeted gay man, and you really want to suck a dick, and I think you should. Dick is yummy.
Bro, this is my favorite thing. I was just in a Discord, so I brought this up too. They said, because it's me and a few other conservatives that we told them our true beliefs about the LGBT that I can't say on this platform because it'll get you banned.
You're a cute guy, man. Fucking go to an orgy.
Bro. I'll do no gay stuff, bro. I'm trying to have a conversation. Leave the gay stuff out, bro. No cap. But so this is the typical thing, right? And I love when y'all say this thing about people that criticize the LGBT community before I tell you why I do it. But the funniest aspect about it is you're trying to use homosexuality as a negative thing. And I love that you do it, right? Oh, I want to piss you off.
I suck dick, dude.
Hey, bro, you don't have to say that. That's stuff. I don't want to say that's gonna get you banned. Just stop saying stuff that's on you, because I feel like you're trying to make me.
You're telling me that it's negative, but I suck dick. I don't understand.
Bro, stop, bro. I'm trying to not get you banned. So I feel you're trying to force my hand and say something's gonna get you banned. I don't want to. So just stop saying like super inappropriate things, bro.
It's not inappropriate.
Outside of it being disgusting, because homosexuality is disgusting. Outside of that alone,
why is it disgusting?
Because I don't like super vulgar talking. You know what I'm saying? Like why? But back to what I was saying.
Oh, that's what I do on this show, sir.
But what I was saying, y'all like using homosexuality as a negative with a negative connotation. Y'all like using that. So if somebody criticizes LGBT, your attack on somebody who criticizes them is to say, well, you're secretly gay. And you don't understand that you're at that point talking about LGBT in a negative sense. I agree with that aspect of it. It is negative. So I love when you use it. I call everything gay too. No. I call everything gay too, bro. Don't stress yourself.
I'm telling you, as someone who has sucked dick, you will feel a lot better after you do.
Bro.
I am telling you, it's not a negative thing. That's why I don't understand.
If you keep doing this, bro, because I genuinely don't want to get you banned, I don't think you're
Why do you keep saying that?
I think you're an abominable human being. I don't think you're a terrible human being though.
Why are you saying that to me, bro? I don't think you're an abominable human being.
I'm saying that because it's biblical. But outside of it being biblical, bro, I'm literally just leave. You keep talking about like homosexual stuff, bro. It's disgusting to me.
I wanted to. You keep attacking them. You use them to make money. Why do you attack them? Money.
So okay, now I can answer the question. Thank you. I don't attack them. It's a response, and the reason I do it because the LGBT is a literal gang, is a literal mob, and all they do is celebrate sin. And you know what's funny? The first time I was ever overwhelmed in my life, because I didn't grow up around a lot of homosexuals. You knew one or two around the way. So I've never been around a bunch of them. I've never been like fond of gay people. I don't like the way they act. As a man, it's just disgusting. But I tried to go preach to people at an LGBT event earlier this year. A lot of preachers was going out there. They said, Bryson, you should come out here. I said, okay, I'll try it. And I've never seen as many gay people at one place at one time. The way y'all dress is almost like y'all purposely trying to be disgusting. And I was literally I was so disgusted at that Pride event. I literally felt like a punk because I had to leave. And I was like, the LGBT, y'all win this round. I'll give it to y'all because I was so disgusted. And
why were you disgusted, Bryson?
Bro, it's a bunch of grown men acting very feminine.
I'm sure there were plenty of women there too.
Yes.
I'm sure it was a very diverse group.
Bro, when women act feminine, that's the way they're supposed to act. When they dress up and act like a man, it's disgusting also. But it's more disgusting when a grown man changes his voice, walk with this little twang, like when they do stuff with their hands, how gay people talk, and they go out there dressing like women. Most human beings find that. Most humans find that disgusting.
That's actually not true.
No. Most humans across the earth find that disgusting.
No, that is not true.
In most places in Africa is disgusting. Most places in the Middle East is disgusting. Most places outside of the West, that is disgusting.
Dude, do you want to hold up the Middle East as something you want to be like? That's what we're trying to stop. You want some kind of theological society where people are oppressed. I want freedom. That's what America is supposed to be about, freedom, right? So the people in the LGBT community can go down to the fucking park and have their little parade, and you can go to your church and have your thing. Why can't we coexist, dude?
Because homosexuals is not about coexisting. They think they should enforce their ideology on everybody else in the world. And the reason I say that,
who is enforcing? Give me an example of enforcing ideology.
They're a mob. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. My song Pride Month got banned on Spotify. My song Pride Month got banned on YouTube. My song Pride Month got banned on Apple Music. I didn't even say my favorite word on that. My favorite word is a British cigarette. I didn't even say it. I just talked about the Bible.
Why is that your favorite word, man? Like, do you not understand?
Because it's funny. I've said it all my life. It's hilarious.
First of all, I use the word a lot.
I'm about to say, you probably used to say it growing up too.
I use the word a lot myself. But once again, I suck dick, so I get to say it, sir.
Bro, oh my goodness, dog. Why? Like, why?
But like, you have, Bryson, there is this, like, you can see like hatred seething in you. It seems very unhealthy.
Why everybody think, bro? Why do people think because I criticize something I hate it? I don't hate gay people.
Because you were sitting over here like, these people and
they're
like,
disgusting.
It was weird. But you didn't have to go down there. You did not have to see them. You did not have to interact with them.
I feel like I did because God tells you to warn people. And I went
God tells you to turn the other cheek and to love thy neighbor.
What?
And to be accepting.
They're not.
They don't believe in your God, so why can't you leave them alone?
Because I need to go tell them about their sin. I need to go tell them to repent. That's what my job is. Ezekiel 3:18-19.
And if you're doing it just to get your rocks off, like that is not what God told you to do. You're doing it to feel morally superior, aren't you, Bryson?
I had no cameras. I didn't go out there with cameras.
I didn't say that. I said you're doing it so you feel morally superior.
No. I went down there.
And it's weird. Like, I don't you were seething when you were describing them.
No,
why?
You think it's seething, but I just find them disgusting. I don't hate gay people.
Man, I find pickles disgusting, but I don't go around fucking bashing everybody that likes pickles.
I don't. What you think? Calling them to repentance is bashing them? That's kind of sad. That's sad to me. That you think me telling them to repent and turn from their wicked ways is bashing them.
No. You're saying you should not be who you were born to be because of my book of mythology. It's absurd, Bryson. It's okay if you want to follow your book. You can't force it on other people.
So I have a question. Do you think it's okay when I almost said my favorite word? Do you think it's okay when the LGBT community goes to boycott Chick-fil-A or goes to boycott places? Do you think it's okay for them to go out there and yell at people?
Yes, that is them exercising their free speech in a capitalist society.
Wait. So nothing is wrong with them when they do it. But when I go to attempted to go, I lost. But when I go to a pride parade to try to preach to them, oh, that's wrong at that point, though, huh?
I didn't say it was wrong, but
yes, you did.
No, I'm saying, why did you go down there if they repulse you? I don't go and watch people eat pickles because I hate pickles.
But see, I explained that already. I went there to preach to them. That's why I attempted to try to preach to them. But
that's perfectly within your rights, just like it was within the rights of the people in Chick-fil-A. But I don't understand why you would do that.
I don't. Why? I just told you. I just helped you understand. I don't know what else there's to understand. My Bible says in Ezekiel 3:18-19. The Bible tells me to warn wicked people about them, because if I don't do it, their blood will be on my hands. But
okay, cool. Well, you make your songs and everything. So why do you feel the need to go get into their space?
Because if I just do it from songs, think of my thing. If I just do it from music, and you got these preachers out here that's actually like pitting, like really going out there in the streets and doing it, then I felt like then that would be sort of maybe a grifter. Because it's easy to do something from behind a computer screen. It's easy to do something with music, right? Even though I find that I do the aspect is important. I'm a person that like to be in the streets. I'm a person that like to be in the field. I want to be right there on the battlefield. So that's why I went out there.
Okay, so when I was in college, I met a nun named Sister Carrie Prejean. Are you familiar with her?
No.
She is an advocate against the death penalty. She goes and she sits with the condemned in their last moments. The Green Mile, or one of those movies, was made about her. So that was what her religious conviction called her to do, and that's admirable. And I fucking think she's an amazing woman.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
That fits your viewpoint. But the Bible clearly says certain people should be put to death.
I thought Jesus was put to death to absolve people of their sins.
Jesus still said it's going to be worse for the unrepentant cities. You still have to repent.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. Say I give you like fucking whatever the Bible says. Why does that have any bearing on our society? When you're arguing public policy, why don't you argue for the poor, the sick? The people who are marginalized? Because when I read the Bible, that's who Jesus advocated for. You seem to advocate for rich bougie people.
Yeah, that's not true either. But so just to make sure this is clear, I do believe in giving to the poor. I do it all the time. I don't tip less than $100 whenever I go eat. No matter how much my bill can be $20, I still tip $100.
Fucking fantastic! Thank you, man.
Great. So and I don't do it on camera. I don't record it. I just do it. This is what I do. And the reason I do that because my Bible tells me.
But you get on camera and bash the LGBTQ community.
I don't bash them. I tell them the truth.
So you don't get on camera and advocate for the poor and the sick.
What do you mean?
Your songs are bashing the LGBTQ community. They aren't advocating like, hey guys, go out and tip your server like $100 on the bill.
I've done that a few times. When I matter of fact, I'm the one who started the 2020 train on low things. Like a lot of the stuff that I was already doing. So I do this in real life. Like I don't understand what you're saying. My songs, and I don't only talk about the LGBT community in my songs. That's just the people that get the most sensitive about it. So those are the people that report the songs. Like
you say get the most sensitive, but you came and paid me $50 to watch your video. I wouldn't have even known it existed.
That was hilarious. I didn't need that. I was already popular, but that was hilarious when I watched people react to my songs. Well, yours wasn't that hilarious because you didn't get overly triggered. So yours wasn't as funny, but I went and did a few other ones.
No. I didn't get overly triggered. One, I praised you for it being... I overly triggered. I told you that it was I told you that you were musically talented, and then I asked you why you would attack a community like that, and why you wouldn't feel that your time would be better served advocating for the poor.
Yeah, but the issue is yours wasn't.
The issue is you don't get fucking clicks for advocating for the poor. You get clicks bashing the LGBT community.
I talk about everything in my music. I talk about everything on my platforms. Music is not the only people follow me. I go live. I tell people this. I tell people to help people all the time. Every conservative influencer that I believe is pushing something righteous, I put my money where my mouth is. I go
every time I watch you, it is just culture war nonsense for clicks, man. That's all I ever see.
This is cap. Before I got banned on Twitch, what I was known for on Twitch was to go onto smaller streamers and giving them like 100 subs that I've never met in my life. Don't even know what their political beliefs are. So to act like that every time you see me doing something, that is just not true.
Every time I tune into your Facebook lives, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, this is.
I can't speak. I can only speak for the small sample. You're saying it's not true, and I will openly admit it's been a small sample. But I popped in at least 10, 15 times, and it's always you're doing culture war nonsense. You're talking about whatever the headlines are. What?
No. The culture war is the most important thing that's going on in society right now.
Is it really?
Period. Yeah, easily, by far. It's not even close. This is not even. This is not
wealth
even,
inequality greater than it's ever been in the history of the earth, and you think culture war nonsense is more important than advocating for the poor?
Yes, correct. because the poor are not the ones that's actually struggling. Middle class people are struggling more than poor people in this country. Do you want me to explain to you how?
Wow. Well, that's wild.
Do you want me to explain to you how? It's very simple. Do you know a lot of poor people, like genuinely?
I am a poor person.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Poor people, and I'm gonna use my aunt for a perfect example, and you probably know people like this.
Yeah, I don't walk around in Gucci shirts, motherfucker.
Yeah. Granted, I don't regret buying this shirt because I think it's fly, but it is a little like,
hey, dude, it looks good on you. I didn't want to bring that up, and I waited a long time to do it. But like now you're talking to me about advocating for poor people. I'm a motherfucker. I got evicted a few months ago, motherfucker.
Listen, here's the thing. So a lot of my family is poor. Most of my family is poor, right? My dad grew up super poor. The thing about poor people, though, bro, is I'm using my aunt for an example because I should bring her on one day so I can show you because she's hilarious.
Oh, they're saying it's a knockoff, and I trust Media Winch. So maybe. Oh, now we've insulted him. I'm sorry, Bryson.
These knockoffs too, bro. Come
buddy,
on, man.
now you're showing your status symbol.
See, look, I didn't want to flex, but don't say something's a knockoff. Anybody that know this shirt, anybody knows anything about designer, you know it's not a knockoff. You can't even get a knockoff that look like this. Well, I don't know if you can or not, but I'm sure you can't.
So godly.
It's not about being guys like don't why cap? Like I know people want to insult me. Oh, insult the
dude, you want to insult the fucking LGBTQ community.
But okay, let me finish explaining this, right? My aunt gets $700 in food stamps. My aunt got kicked because she grew up in a bad situation, right? She had no parents. Her mother died when she was like a week years old. Her dad, even though she's younger than me, her dad was my dad's dad, and he never was around. He's dead now also. So when my aunt turned 18, she got kicked out, so she moved in with us. This is how I know. My parents have always been together all their life. Middle class. At certain points, they could be considered higher middle class. We used to buy food stamps from my aunt because she got $700 a month in food stamps because she had a child. Middle class people don't get them. Middle class people don't get that right there. We have to struggle more. We have to actually paycheck to paycheck. We don't get free money from the government when you middle class. That doesn't happen. Only the poor get help from the government, and only the rich get help from the government. This is a fact.
Actually, Bryson, like if you own a home, mortgage subsidies are more than I ever owed in student loans. So there's a lot of things that the middle class get that aren't considered handouts, and I can show you some resources on that. But like I don't want to begrudge anybody in the middle class, but I also don't think you should pick on the poor. Why can't you pick on the poor? Why can't you?
I'm saying they get free money from the government.
So does the middle class.
No.
First of all, the bottom 50% of income earners pay no federal income tax. Most people get more money from the federal government than they take in.
No. Let's tell you what I mean. Middle class people, when they want to eat, go get groceries, it's coming out of what they worked for. Poor people don't work for the money.
That's great. But I don't begrudge the poor person.
I'm just saying.
And also, I've been on
handouts.
food stamps, and it wasn't $700 a month I got. It was like $195, and I think that was, and this was in 2008, and that was extra because it was like during the recession.
Do you have kids?
I have no kids, no.
See, this is the issue. Once you have kids, especially if you're a woman with kids,
well, I don't want kids to go hungry, man. What's wrong?
Listen,
what's wrong with giving a single mom give her more than $700? And
what,
first of all, I want to give everybody in America food stamps. That's a proposal I have. That way, it takes the stigma that you are putting on it off of them. Everybody gets $400 a month in food stamps. Nobody goes hungry.
Bro,
we're all better off.
Do you? And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that this is my experience, but people in the chat are honest. If anybody in the chat knows a lot of people on food stamps, you cannot say I'm lying. And this may be.
I was on food stamps. I just told you.
Wait, let me finish. This may be more exclusive to the black community. I don't know. People with food stamps, they sell half of their food stamps.
Yeah, sometimes I would sell $20 of my food stamps to get a nugget pot, dude.
Hey, exactly. So let's not. Here's the thing. My aunt. She used to sell half of her food stamps and then keep the rest for her kids.
But I don't care. I don't begrudge them for that.
You don't care that they get more money than they actually need for food?
I don't think they're getting more money than they actually need. I
They
think
are,
food
because
stamps are woefully inadequate.
Bro, a lot of these women
man,
Oh, my
I
goodness,
don't
you're
like
crazy.
your anecdotes. I don't like your bashing the poor people.
But this is true.
Hold on, Bryson. How much money did ExxonMobil get from the federal government last year?
I've already said the rich people.
How
get
much
paid off
money
the government.
did ExxonMobil get from the federal government? I know an actual. So you knew the total that your aunt on food stamps got. I know the money. I know the dollar amount that ExxonMobil got last year.
But I've already said the elites and the poor people get help from the government.
But you are focused on poor people exclusively. It seems.
No.
You want to say, I hate rich people too, but your focus seems to be exclusively on the poor people.
I don't. By the way, I don't hate rich people at all.
You should hate rich
no.
people. Jesus said it was easier for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle than a rich person to go to heaven. Yes.
Yeah, but a lot of people
told the rich
Bible were
person to
rich,
give everything
obviously.
he owned to the poor.
Yeah. Joseph was rich. Moses was a leader. He had everything he wanted. So I mean, some people can make it, but that's neither here. That's besides the point. The aspect of the conversation was about me referring to how poor people get more help than middle class people. So that's why I focus on the poor people. There's no point to say.
But you were also
that
wrong
rich-
on that because like fucking.
No, I wasn't. It's true.
People, no. Look up mortgage subsidies,
Bro,
dude. Look up mortgage subsidies.
The number one thing people with food stamps spend their food stamps on is soda. It's not even sandwich meat. That's number 10 on the list.
I don't care.
They're just buying.
Dude, once again, you knew a list of what poor people spend their money on. I knew the dollar amount. $3.5 trillion is what ExxonMobil got from the federal government last year. Our priorities are completely different here, man.
Our priorities are different, bro.
I
and
want you
think
to
this is
join
nuts.
with me to get the fat cats to give up their welfare. I don't care about the poor woman buying soda with her food stamps. I honestly don't.
And the fact that you don't is once again, this is
$3.5 trillion
That's
to
crazy,
ExxonMobil, one of the most profitable companies in the history of the world. Why is that not more of an issue than your aunt getting $700 a month?
First off, I was one of the main people saying that we shouldn't bail out banks, we shouldn't bail out these rich people. So I already agree with
don't
you.
care, man. Your focus is on bashing poor people and the LGBTQ community.
The aspect of the conversation required me to bring up half about poor people because you asked me about it. Now, this fact that you don't
I didn't.
care,
You decided to talk about it.
the fact that you don't care about how they abuse taxpayer funded.
No. What is the abuse rate in welfare programs? Like, it is minuscule, dude.
Nobody even no.
No. There is a number. You can look it up. I can't tell you what it is off the top of my head, but it is minuscule.
Okay, explain to me. So I know how this works. I used to buy food stamps from my aunt. Listen, the way it works is they go to the grocery store and they swipe their own card a lot of times.
I don't care.
So what's the point of bringing up stuff? I know you don't care because you know why you don't care? Because you don't live. I don't think you understand the real world, bro.
No, I don't think you do. I care about ExxonMobil getting $3.5 trillion.
How about Ukraine getting billions? You care about that?
Yes, I talk about it all the fucking time. We shouldn't be sending Ukraine billions.
Okay, now we can find some common ground. Okay.
No. I want to go back to why do you want to attack poor people? Why do you want to attack the LGBTQ community?
I don't attack poor people.
You knew a list of the top 10 things food stamps are spent on off the top of your head, dude.
Yes, because we need to cut that.
Why?
We need to cut how much money we give people for food stamps.
Okay, fair enough. If I give you that's an issue, will you give me that ExxonMobil is more of an issue?
Well, it depends. If it was a bailout, then yes, it's an issue. It depends on what they got the money for. I'm not familiar with
$3.5 trillion in subsidies.
Why?
And you didn't even seem to know about it, man.
I didn't know about that one. But I know about how much money we give to other countries. I know about banks getting bailed out. I know about airline companies getting bailed out. Bro, I know a million things that you don't know. You probably know about some things that I don't know. I do research every day, bro. You're going to miss a few things. That's reality. So let's just stop
I'm not
that
focused on what poor people spend their money on. I'm focused on actual public policy that matters.
Bro, I know statistics. I know policies. I know statistics on a lot of things. I know a lot of different policies, bro. I don't understand the point. Why can't I walk and chew gum at the same time?
Because Jesus specifically said to take care of the poor.
That don't mean you give them more than what they need.
I don't think they're getting more than what they need at all. I think it is woefully inadequate. And I think you sit there in your Gucci shirt and you're fucking, how much did you spend on those sneakers? And you pass judgment on people and you have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is actually correct. And everything I've said thus far has been actually quite correct. You just don't like it for some reason. And why does me having a Gucci shirt matter? Why,
it may be correct that the number one thing they spend. It may be correct that the number one thing they spend their money on or their food stamp on is soda. I don't care. I don't care.
Why does
good on them? Enjoy a soda.
No. Why does me having a Gucci shirt, Balenciaga shoes matter? I also have on some polo shorts. I have another pair of Balenciagas right there, and I got 4 pair of Yeezys right there. So what does that mean? Is that bad? Because do you know what I do? Like why?
Will you please make a donation to one of my fucking things down in the description then, since you're flexing?
I gave you $50 to watch a music video for my personal entertainment.
Two years ago.
I go around donating people all the time that I support. I literally tip $100.
Yeah, you're talking about how much you give people. So fucking, I told you I got evicted a few months ago. Down there in the description.
Yeah,
you put your money where your mouth is, Bryson.
Yeah, my issue with donating, and you can call it, you can say this is like not a good thing. My issue with donating to leftists and liberals is sometimes I do on rare occasions. The reason I don't, because I do believe the culture war is more important. I feel like they're my enemy in the culture war, so I feel like I'm funding my enemies.
I know you look at me as your enemy. I'm sure Jesus would love that about you. Even though I tried to have you on here, I tried to be nice to you and tell you that you're talented and shit, man.
Bro, I never. But
everybody in the chat is like, yes, you make Christians look bad.
Bro, because they don't know nothing about Christianity on the Bible, which is fine. But here come my
Nobody wants to know Christianity in the Bible. Looking at you, dude.
Bro, I haven't called you a bad name. I haven't yelled at you.
You said you wanted to multiple times.
No, I said I wanted to use the language I typically use in day-to-day life that you said you use too, so I don't think you would get offended by it. But well, never mind.
I wouldn't.
But
no.
Okay, cool. See, that's cool. But I respect people like that. I talk to leftists literally every day, bro, and sometimes we respect each other. But I still tell them when it comes to the culture war, you are still my enemy in that
Why?
aspect. And it's not to say we can't converse, but it's the reality, bro. I deal in reality.
Bryson, I don't think you do. Things. The culture war is meant to distract you from the economic war. They are attacking workers.
That's not true. You say what?
What do you know about them attacking workers, Bryson? Sitting there with your Gucci shirt and your sneakers. I'm sorry.
Why do you keep bringing up my Gucci shirt and my Balenciaga shoes?
But what do you know about the railroad workers down here getting ready to strike?
So we're on his live on his. I think he's on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I think are you on Twitch right now?
Yeah.
My girl asked me.
Tell her I said hey. I am sure she's a lovely woman.
He said, hey, he's sure you're a lovely. You are a lovely woman. He thinks I hate gay people. He thinks you do. You were seething, man. He thinks I hate all leftists because I find it disgusting. But
you just called me your enemy. How do you not hate all leftists? How if I'm your enemy? I want you to join with me.
You tell this guy I talk to leftists every single night.
You just called me your enemy, Bryson.
Sometimes we watch movies together. But listen, we can converse. But like in reality, you said my enemy. That's true. You agree with that though?
No, I want you.
Okay, that's the question.
I want you. I think the culture war is bullshit, and you need to get all of that nonsense, and you need to join with me to take the pitchforks to the rich people.
Justin FREAKIN. So it's Justin like it's spelled regular Justin, and it's FREAKIN without the G. Like freaking, like
FREAKIN.
It's on YouTube, Twitch, and I think Facebook also.
Maybe. DLive, Odyssey, whichever platform you're most comfortable with.
Okay, cool. But okay, let me explain to you why you agree.
I don't agree. I want you to stop with the culture war nonsense and join with me in the economic war.
I'm about to explain something.
The rich people are fucking us, Bryson.
Listen, you're gonna be angry when I tell you this, and I already know you are. Do you know what I think we should do with the LGBT community?
I don't want to know at all.
Okay, but that's cool. I don't want to say it. It might not be what you think it is, though. But so I think it's of course.
Will it violate terms of service if you say it?
I don't know, Jamie. Because it's not the Leviticus 18. It's not the Leviticus 18 one. No, it's the Leviticus 18 one. It's not the Leviticus 21. So Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it's cool. But what I'm saying is that would, in my mind, like if I was a person of LGBT, I'd be like, okay, I could probably have a conversation with Bryson. But in reality, when it comes to the culture war, he is on the opposing side. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably are against capitalism. You probably support some form of socialism in some way.
Okay, hold on, Bryson. One, I get called a communist or socialist by people that I'm far more capitalist than because I file my taxes as a small business owner.
Hey, you're a small business owner. Me too. Okay, you got your LLC and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's the way streamers, musicians, artists do it, right? Yeah.
So, I don't know because I've been betting on Twitch for a while now, but I don't know exactly like how it works when you make the money from streaming. So with me, with my music, I basically have to create a business and I basically have to pay myself every month, so I don't have to worry about the taxes aspect to it.
I'm not that big yet.
Standpoint. Oh, I mean, same thing though, but hopefully you'll get there. You know.
However, if you were to drop, a couple hundred down there, I'd use it on advertising.
See, look, this is what I'm saying. You like if you told me you needed money for food, I needed $20 for food. I help people like that all the time. But see, if you want me to help you advertise your
I brought you to look at your fucking website's on my fucking screen right now, dude.
Yes, and thank you for that. Thank you. But I'm saying you want me to help advertise leftist propaganda.
It's not leftist. Well, one. First of all, I'm very educational. Like the other day, we learned that the first and only Supreme Court justice to be impeached was Samuel Chase. He was acquitted in the Senate, and his name was Old Bacon Face. That was his nickname. That's the kind of things. That's what we learn on this stream. Okay, so like educational stream, Bryson. There you go. See. So we're an educational stream, not so much leftist propaganda.
Okay. I mean, I feel it.
I don't want you to refer to me as your enemy. I don't understand.
In the culture where you are though, we can still have a conversation. I don't hate you because of it. It's just unfortunately, it's an unfortunate reality.
Culture war is nonsense. It's what Republicans use to distract from economic issues.
No, Republicans are soft. They don't even care nothing about the culture war. All they care about is we need to stop socialism. That's all they care about.
Republicans? What?
Yes, bro. See, I'm in the inner workings of Republicans, so I know they don't care about the culture war. That's why they prop up LGBT people that put on a MAGA hat. That's why do you think I didn't get to perform at any of the Trump rallies in 2020? Because the Trump campaign viewed me as homophobic. They said, we can't prop up homophobic influencers. And I said, well, I'm not changing what I say. And they said, well, we can't promote you anymore. I said, whatever. Deal's a deal. It's cool. And they haven't promoted me since, which is cool. So they're not... I even think most Republicans are my enemies in the culture war. So I don't want you to get it confused as if like I'm some like Republican propaganda, right-wing talking point machine. No, a lot of Republicans don't like me. They think I'm homophobic and transphobic and all that.
You are.
Well, that's true, but
at least, man, Bryson, like the one thing I can say is like, one, you've been knowledgeable about your subject matter, and two, you've been fucking honest.
Hey, that's all I could be. All people got their word, but
so I like you've earned my respect tonight.
But I only think I'm homophobic in the new way of viewing the word. I don't think I'm like. As far as the original word of phobia, I don't think I'm homophobic, but the updated version of the word, yeah.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what you.
Well, phobia just means. The original definition of phobia just meant fear. I don't fear gay people.
I think you have an irrational fear. I think.
Come on, bro. How do I fear gay people, bro?
Look up repression, dude. Look up repression. You show a lot of signs of it.
This is so typical. You know, it's funny. Me and my friends, we be laughing about
this. It's typical because multiple people have told you about this.
No, it's me and my friends. We all like are considered the homophobes, and we all show each other the DMs when we get because it's so funny. People are like, "You're secretly gay." It's the same wording. It's the same thing. It's like y'all use the same. Like y'all need some new creative things to say because this we just laugh at.
Well, do you know like how many times there's been like a homophobic preacher like a Ted Haggard, and then he gets caught doing meth and having gay sex?
Y'all always bring up
like it happens all the time.
No, it doesn't happen all the time. That's not true. That's not true at all. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Most people that preach against homosexuality, it has nothing to do with them being gay or anything like that. Or like that. That's not a common thing that happens at all. That's not true.
I think it's far more common than you want to admit. And I
It's not
think
about
there's I think there's a reason for that.
No, I looked it up because everybody say it, and I was willing to say that it could be a common. If it was a common thing, I'd be like, it's a common thing. It's just not the case with me. I'm willing to say that, but unfortunately,
I'm gonna look it up and see how common it is, and
it's not that common.
I'm betting it's pretty goddamn common.
Listen, bro, I'm an honest Christian. If something is true, I'd be like, okay, boom. A lot of people that talk about gay people in a negative sense very passionately, some like 50% of them are gay. If that was the case, unfortunately, it's not for you.
I think it's more than 50%. I think it's like fucking like 97%. Why are you focused on it? I don't understand.
You bringing it up. No, bro. I talk about all sins. The only reason people bring up the LGBT part of it, nobody say I'm secretly a fornicator. Nobody says I'm secretly an adulterer. Nobody says I'm secretly I already said fornicator.
Well, I don't care if you're like you adulting doesn't have any bearing on my life whatsoever. You attacking my friends does.
That's not the point. The point is I talk about all the stuff in my music. Nobody has said you're secretly these things. The only time people
I don't care. You can go boink whoever you want. I don't give a fuck. But you attacking my friends is a different story. You attacking me is a different story.
You only care about the LGBT aspect, which is why it's very irrational to say I think you're secretly gay. That's why it doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It doesn't add up. It makes zero sense. It's just an attack. It's an attack. Since you use it as an attack, I would call you homophobic in the same way. Right? You got to be homophobic.
I'm not
because you're using
homophobic.
You have to be.
I suck dick.
Bro, oh my goodness. Why, bro? Why do you have to keep saying disgusting things? I'm trying to have a conversation.
Why is that disgusting to you, Bryson?
I don't, bro. Listen, I don't have a hot time for degeneracy.
Do you think a woman giving fellatio is disgusting?
I don't want to hear a woman talk about giving fellatio all the time. That's disgusting. Also, I'm against fornication.
At least you're consistent.
Yeah, bro. Have you heard some of my songs? I'm against harlots.
I can't stand. Heard your song. I think that's controlling women, but. Anyway.
Oh, okay. So now I'm a women. Okay, so not only am I secretly gay to you, now I want to just control women. I'm just the worst thing on the planet, I guess.
I don't think you are, man. I think you're a really good guy down there, and I'm trying to get through to you.
I'm trying to get through to you. I think you should repent also.
What does that mean to repent, dude?
It means to confess and forsake your sins. Because I wonder why
what
you
sins?
Keep bro, you said at least 7 times, and I don't know if you're doing it to try to try to make me uncomfortable or something like that, but you keep talking about like how you do disgusting things, and you keep saying it.
Why would that make you uncomfortable? I don't get it.
And I think it's a call out for help, which is why, like, bro, like I genuinely think if you like read the Bible, really got into true Christianity, not the crap people say, I think you would repent and you would confess and forsake your sins.
Okay, after this conversation, is it not obvious that I've actually read the Bible and that I studied Christianity in college? And I actually have many friends. I have a friend, a really close friend, who is a pastor, and he is gay, and he has a doctorate.
Oh, he's definitely not a pastor. Period.
He has a doctorate in theology, dude.
I don't care what he has.
He would school your ass. You have if I'd known that you were this well versed, I probably would have brought him on.
Bro, listen. I'm a real Bible thumper. I read the Bible every single day of my life.
I found that out. That's why I would have brought the doctorate of theology on.
And I'm telling you something right now. People have.
And he would schooled your ass.
They get embarrassed because a lot of people act like they know scriptures and they don't. Because people try to look at scripture from a biased lens. I used to do the same thing when I first started reading the Bible.
He's got a doctorate in theology.
Bro, doctorates don't matter. Stupid people have doctorates, bro, that don't make them smart.
But it's in the subject matter that you're talking about.
Hey, bro, bro, you can set up another, bring him on. I'm gonna school them so quickly it's gonna make your head spin.
Yeah, I mean, like the chat is pointing out, I read the Bible and I hate poor people. That's pretty much your position.
Of course it is. I read the Bible. I hate poor people.
It seems like it, man.
Bro, I've said not one thing that implicates I hate poor people. Most of my family is poor. My daddy grew up poor. I grew up lower.
I think that's a deflection from the fact that I want to attack welfare. Blah, blah, blah. I want to police what people on welfare can spend their welfare money on.
So let's be clear. I hate poor people and I hate gay people when I only love rich white Republicans. Is that what you're trying to imply here?
I didn't say what.
But I mean,
I didn't
that's
say
just trying to
Republican.
pop
I
up.
mean, you made a really good case for like why mainstream Republicans aren't like down with you. Like, I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
fucking,
Oh,
like, you're
so-
trying to straw man
Oh,
me.
you like those Republicans?
No, I don't like any Republican. I think all right wingers are
man.
morons.
Oh man, people are so funny to me. Listen, I offend everybody. It's not just you. It's not
Did
just
you
gay
offend me?
people.
Have you offended me in any way, Bryson?
Yeah, I think I've had, which is why you keep pulling out this you're secretly gay thing. I think you're only saying that as a response to being offended.
Maybe I'm shooting my shot and I kind of want to get with you.
Now I gotta go, bro. I really have to go. I'm leaving now because you that's disgusting. I'm actually leaving, bro. Listen, man.
Dude,
Hey, man.
Bryson.
At least
you
you
can't even
wasn't
take a fucking joke, man.
Bro, I don't. I told you in the beginning, I don't do that. I don't do that gay stuff, bro. That stuff is weird. Bro, that stuff is gay.
Why is that weird?
Because I can't make my joke back. Because if I make my joke back, it's against terms of service. So this is a one-sided joke.
Your joke is just wanting to be mean and throw a slur around, is what you're saying.
Oh, here we go. But, hey, listen, it was nice chatting with you, G. I'll bring you on my YouTube once.
Yes, please bring me on. I would love to talk to your audience.
This is your YouTube and your rules, so I can't tell you to not say certain things because it's not my YouTube, which I have to respect because I'm in somebody else's YouTube. Say whatever you want, broski, but it is my right to leave.
All right, well, bring me on yours, and I promise I won't talk about sucking dick.
All right, great.
Peace out, man. Have a good one. It's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.